Hi, welcome to Yale Daily News Multimedia and this week's segment of Everybody Has a Story. We're here with Jeffrey Toobin, a CNN legal analyst and award-winning author of the book The Nine, Inside the Secret World of the Supreme Court, and most recently, The Oath. And he's been brought to campus by the Yale Politic magazine, so we're very thankful to them. And Mr. Toobin, thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
So, I just want to start off by looking forward. Obviously, the Supreme Court case about Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, made it a big year for them last year, but they have another big year coming up with cases on gay marriage, voting law, and affirmative action. Which of these cases do you see having an opinion by the court that will be hugely consequential?
Probably both affirmative action and same-sex marriage. I think the voting rights case may be more of a muddle in its resolution, but all of them have the potential to be blockbusters, and they're in different parts of the court's docket, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how they turn out.
Now, your newest book, The Oath, has a very provocative, cover. It's got President Obama, and Chief Justice Roberts going head to head. Now,
although Terry Gross, the NPR host, told me that someone on her staff said it looked like they were both leaning in for a kiss, and I now can't look at the cover of my own book except to see that. It's certainly not intended that way, but yes, that was...
Well, maybe after the healthcare decision.
Yeah, you know what? It's certainly more likely. Yeah.
These two men have a very interesting history and relationship. They're both from Chicago, both Harvard Law and Harvard Law Review. President Obama, when he was a senator, opposed Justice Roberts' confirmation, and obviously Roberts kind of flubbed Obama's first inaugural oath. Do you think that these two leaders, as leaders of two branches of the government, have a mutual respect for each other?
I think they have a lot of mutual respect. I mean, one of the things about both of them is they are both real meritocrats. I mean, they really believe in excellence, they believe in education, they believe that smart people can solve problems, but they really disagree about very profound issues in American political and legal life. And the Obamacare decision notwithstanding, we're going to see more of that conflict in the next 4 years.
Now, is that the case with all the justices, though? It seems like Justice Scalia, Justice Alito have definitely some animosity towards the president.
I think John Roberts takes very seriously the notion that he is the Chief Justice. He is the embodiment of the court, and I think he tries to take a less provocative stance while having the same essential politics as Scalia and Thomas, but he worries in a way that they don't about appearing partisan.
Well, that leads right into my next question. Some people were saying that he changed his mind on the Obamacare decision because he was worried about the appearance of the court. How much does posterity play into the minds of these justices? Obviously, they know that they'll be written about in the future.
A lot. The justices understand that they are playing for keeps in these issues, and Roberts in particular recognizes that it is the Roberts court, and he will be judged as the court is judged during this period. I wish I could give you a complete psychological evaluation of why Roberts voted the way he did. It surprised the hell out of me, so I can't come here and tell you I predicted it, but I do think Roberts' sense of trying to keep the court somewhat less partisan than perhaps some of his conservative colleagues wanted was part of his thinking.
Last question. Obviously, no one knows whether President Obama will have an opportunity to nominate another justice. There's been speculation that Ruth Bader Ginsburg might step down. Mm-hmm. Can you comment on whether that speculation is valid, and also, if he has that opportunity, who's on the short list?
Well, I have a piece coming out in the New Yorker very shortly about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a long profile that deals in depth with the question of whether she leaves. Short answer is I think she probably will leave in the next 4 years. I don't know exactly when. Unlike 4 years ago, there is not a clear list of frontrunners. Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan were clearly in the mix from the very beginning. There are non-politicians, non-judges who are possibilities, like Kamala Harris, the Attorney General, of California. Deval Patrick, the governor of Massachusetts, if Obama wanted to go with that model. Certainly Merrick Garland, a judge on the D.C. Circuit, would be a relatively non-controversial choice. But I think the field is more wide open than it was 4 years ago.
He was considered previously, right?
He was. And presidents, by and large, tend to nominate people that they've considered previously. So if you look at the previous shortlist, the problem with Merrick Garland, the problem with Diane Wood, who was the runner-up in both the Sotomayor and Kagan seats, is they're both just about 60 years old. And age has become a big factor in Supreme Court nominations.
Jeffrey Toobin, thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here.
And thank you for joining us. And once again, thank you to the Yale Politic for bringing Mr. Toobin to campus. This has been another segment of Everybody Has a Story, YDN Multimedia. See you next time.